So, in today's video, I am going to be turning the 3 small side builds of the snakes from the Ninjago temple, the Ultra Combo Mech, and Lloyd's Race Car Evo into more Evo Mech style thing to make it into similar style to Zane and Kai's Evo Mech. And so I'll show you those vehicles right now. 3 vehicles I'm going to be taking apart to build this Evo Mech. You've got the Walker from the Ultra Combo Mech, this little car from the temple, and this absolute tiny car from Lloyd's car. And I'm only going to be using parts from these and these ball joints here, and I'm only going to really be using these type here because all the other ball joints I need are already in there. So I think I only really need a few of these, which I've got plenty of. And I'm going to try and make it look quite similar to Zane's mech and Kai's mech. So I want something unique. So probably something like how Zane's got his sword and Kai's got his gun. I'm thinking about adding something that looks like the fist pieces from this guy, because although he's not going to be piloting, this snake will be piloting the mech because I think it's easier because it's got no armor and no fists. But I might add something similar to these fists onto the mech. So I'm going to start by building the legs now. So I have taken apart the sets and I have actually built the arms and the legs. So here are the 2 arms. So we've got one arm with a stud shooter cannon, the other arm with like a battering ram that I took off the front of the big car from the temple. And I was actually going to have a hand so it can grab things, but I just prefer the guns. I might change it later, but I do quite like the guns on it. And also this is really cool, I think, and quite unique. And for the legs, so far this is what I've got. They're quite basic, but they do actually have wheels from the mini car on, which I just kind of wanted to add something from the car to make it look a lot more mechanical, like the vehicles are kind of combined. So yeah, here they are so far. I'm going to try building the torso now, and I do want it to be different from Zane and Kai's torso, so I'm going to start building and see where it gets me. Here is the final mech for the snakes here, and as you can see, it's well, I think in my opinion it's quite good. It's up to you what you think of it, but now I'm just going to do a review of it. And when building it, I did manage to stick to most of my rules and by only using ball joints as my only pieces extra, except for this sword is another thing I used extra. So let's take a look at it. So starting with the feet, I had no idea what to do for the feet, so I actually decided to use these wheel pieces with these Technic joints inside. These are one of the pieces that I added extra to them. And yeah, I think it's quite unique, in my opinion at least, for it. And for the legs, I'll show you how these are built. I think I did change them from when I last showed you what it looked like. I actually removed the wheels because they were limited the movement, and kind of made it just look more armoured up. And obviously you got this blue piece here inside. I managed to use basically all of these teal colours, and I've just got a few orange and gunmetal pieces left, which I might try and build something else with, or just put them in my parts. But yeah, I used 2 of these pieces like this to make the leg. I also used the same method of legs as on Zane's mech, that being with these 2 parts here. So yeah, and that is symmetrical for both the legs. So yeah, then moving up to the torso, I never actually showed any updates on the torso, but I actually really like it. So as you can see, this is what it looks like from the back. It's quite bulky from the back, but I think it's quite good. So there's a lot of anti-studs, and I just tried to make it a bit more bulky at the back, just at the end, just by adding extra pieces. It is rather weak around this bit. I tried to get it as strong as possible, but you know, just didn't work out. I also have these 2 studs here, which can kind of used as like a jetpack maybe. That's what I thought. And then the actual cockpit, I used the Evo cockpit piece to open it up. you've got to lift up these parts here and move this down, and you can see that's how I put the minifigure inside, like so. I would have added a smoother tile there, but none of those came in any of the builds I had, so I didn't want to cheat any more than I already did, so I just left it blank. So yeah, and then obviously this is what it looks like closed without a minifigure. I also used this like pointy piece here. Now taking a look at the arms, they're probably my favourite bit. And oh, I just realised I'm going to actually quickly make some changes to it now, because I meant to put I'm going to get rid of these parts off the arm, because I just don't think it looks the best on the arm. So as you can see, here's the arm. It's already quite bulky, but let me just move these, and I'm actually going to put them on the legs. Actually, the other way around. So yeah, put it like that, which I think makes it look a bit better, and it kind of covers up the... Although actually, never mind, I'm going to put it back on the arm. Just pretend that never happened. So yeah, I'm just going to put these back on the arms, and I'll show you the arms now. I don't know why I did that, it's probably a big mistake, but oh well. So, let's take a look at the left arm. I did actually add the wheels on there, because I didn't really use much... you couldn't really see it much from the car, the small car, so I just kind of wanted to make it look like these vehicles kind of combined together, because you've got the big wheels off the bottom one, and obviously the rest of it mainly looks like the other one. So like the walker. So here's the one arm, and it's kind of done the same arm style to Kai and Zane. I'll compare this one to Kai and Zane's later. So yeah, I've given him a double sword because I just think it's better. And then I've also used these two pieces here to create armouring on him, which I just think looks really cool. And obviously you've got the new stud shooters with this piece here, kind of like smoothing it in. So yeah, here's what it looks like when you shot it. See, just your classic stud shooter, like so. So yeah, and then on this arm, I've done something a bit more unique and got the end of the ram off of the build from the temple, and added some fire off the small car to make it kind of like a flamethrower, or you could still kind of use it as a battering ram. It's up to you really, and I've used these parts instead to make this. It's kind of look like all the fire's been stored in here, mainly because there wasn't another one of these. And I did actually build this one before this one, so. Then obviously another stud shooter and the wheels like the same, so they are basically the same build other than these ends here. And yeah, so taking a more detailed look at the cockpit, here's what, well, I also did use these spike pieces here. Also, the cockpit can't go any lower down than this. This is as low as it will go. But yeah, so putting the figure back in it like this. Like so. Oh, that's just fell off. Yeah, that bit is really weak. So I just need to, try and make it a bit stronger in the future, maybe. So, and then now adding the arms onto it. I actually really like how this turned out. Tell me what you think of it in the comments down below. So yeah, now getting I just need to move this back quite a bit because to get it all in shot, just ignore these figures down here. So here are Kai and Zane's Evo Mech. There's Zane's, and here's Kai's. So as you can kind of see, obviously I could have built the cockpit the same way as I did, well, similar to Zane's, because they did have similar parts, but I wanted to make the cockpit completely original, so I didn't use any instructions when building this, so I wanted it to be as different as I could possibly get from these two. It doesn't have the banner that these two have. That's mainly because there's not one for the enemies of the Evo wave. So yeah, it does use the same colour joints as Kai because that fits in with the snake theming. Also doesn't have any of this armour piece seen on Zane and Kai's because, yeah, again, there's none in gunmetal, so or orange, so it wouldn't really fit with the theming of this one. Here's how big it is compared to a minifigure. I just thought I'd show that off. So here's Zane, and just about there. So it's pretty tall, not as big as like say like a Firestone mech or the Ultra Combo mech, but you know, a decent size for the Evo Mechs. So yeah, thanks for watching. Make sure to like and subscribe if you enjoyed this video for more Ninjago stop motions and mock content. And I will see you in the next video. Goodbye.